Welcome, everybody, to, I think it's my 11th International Extrophy Conference. And so I am so excited that we have a full room today. We have over 200 attendees. We have 52 patients, the last I counted, from 18 states and 3 countries. So I just want to show of hands. How many of you are attending for the first time? All right. Well, welcome. We're gonna have a really great day today. What about for the second time? Oh, we have some repeats. Third, fourth. All right, fifth. Oh, see, I know we have groupies because I see you every year, so it's really, really good to see you again. Again, we've got 18 states and 3 countries. I know we have some people that have traveled from Europe and Africa. So the family from the Netherlands, would you raise your hand and let everyone know who you are so they can give you a special hello? Perfect. And then we have also a really special guest and friend of ours that has really done a lot of impact for us in Africa. I want to introduce you to Mary and Solomon, who are here from Uganda. Yes, thanks for making the trip, and we'll be sharing a little bit more about their journey in a little bit. So it's just really wonderful, again, to gather everyone here, and we're all here really from a lot of diverse backgrounds and geographies, but we are all here together joining in a common mission and a shared goal to really make our lives with extrophy the best that they can be, and to really make sure that we're getting the best quality of life. And ABC really does believe, and this is what we live by, is that we believe that anyone affected with bladder extrophy, no matter where you live or what your economic status is, you can realize your greatest life potential. And it really is our mission and goal every day to make sure that we can provide you with the best resources and support and referrals to the right surgeons and to the right hospitals. And that's what our dedication to you is. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Pamela Artigas, and I am the president and executive director for the Association for the Bladder Extrophy Community. My journey into this extrophy world is a little bit different than a lot of yours. I saw a picture of a little girl in an orphanage in China who was 4 years old. I knew nothing about extrophy. I just fell in love with her face and said, she is meant to be mine. I didn't know what extrophy was. I'd never heard of it. I was fortunate to be living in Seattle at the time and was researching doctors, and Dr. Richard Grady's name kept popping up over and over. So I gave him a call. I had 24 hours to look at her paperwork before I decided whether or not I would move forward with her adoption. And he spent 2 or 3 hours on the phone with me, explaining to me what bladder extrophy was. And of course, I asked all the questions I'm sure that all of you do when you first learn about bladder extrophy. And at the end of our call, he said, let's go get her. So we adopted her in record time. For any of those of you in the world of adoption, she came home in 4.5 months. So he wrote letters, we got her expedited, and we went straight from the airplane to the hospital where she met Dr. Grady and changed her life forever. Here she is now. She's now 18 years old. I can't believe it. She'll be a senior in high school this year. She's had 8 surgeries. She had her 8th surgery last summer, but she's just like any other teenage girl. She loves clothes and jewelry, so I'm in trouble. She's also a phenomenal golfer and was accepted into IMG this year for her senior year to play golf. So I'm very proud of her. She'll be going off to boarding school in a couple of weeks. I'm going to miss her, but it's going to be a good segue into college for her. I'm sure a lot of you who know me, I lost my husband this year. He passed away 3 months ago. And it's not only a really big loss for our family, but it's a really big loss for the bladder extrophy community. He was my mentor behind the scenes. He pushed me anytime I was frustrated or upset or wanted to give up, he was the one that always pushed me forward. He also was a fantastic father to a daughter with bladder exstrophy, and really was our philanthropist behind the scenes, so it's going to be a great loss. But I do want to share one funny story very quickly about him, and to kind of give an idea of the kind of man he was. He was the president and CEO of GE Energy Services, and he was a pretty hard boss. He had about 34,000 people reporting to him and ran a $12 billion company, and I was running little ABC. But he was always asking me and Janet, the really hard questions. And when Dr. Grady asked me several years ago to go to India, Rick said to me, "Well, what's your role?" I says, "I don't have a role. Dr. Grady told me to come and observe the first year, and I would learn my role." And he goes, "That makes no sense. You're not a surgeon. What are you going to be doing there for 10 days? I said, "I have no idea. Dr. Grady told me to go and observe, and my role would unfold." Well, Dr. Grady got sick, and I said, "Rich, I can't go. I don't know any of these doctors that you want me to travel with." He says, "You have to go, Pam. Do it for me. You need to go." Seem wasn't real happy. He's like, "Who is this girl going to India who's going to observe?" So my husband said to me, "You're telling me that you're going to India with 8 male doctors for 10 days that you've never met and you have no role. How would you like it if I went to Paris with 10 nurses that I didn't know with no role?" I said, "I would hate it, but I'm going anyway." So I was a little defiant, but that's one of my funniest stories of Rick. And after that first year, I did learn what my role was, and he, from then on out, was incredibly supportive of all the work that we're doing here. So he'll be missed. He was also a really funny guy. So, as you can imagine, my past year was, I stepped back. I was pretty MIA, and was a full-time caregiver to him through his illness. And during that time, it really allowed me to step back and look at ABC as an organization, because I had my hands in so many places for so long. And I do want to recognize, I realized, as he always told me, you do need to delegate, Pam. You can't, if you're going to grow this organization, you can't do it all by yourself. So I do want to just recognize several people that really stepped up over this past year to help me. And one of them is Dr. Evelyn Vasquez, who is our current board chair. She really took over the advisory board and is helping us get the Centers of Excellence applications up to date and reset out there. Also to Katie and Sam, they really did all of the organization on this. I sat on a few calls, but my head was elsewhere. So I really owe it to you guys to really, I mean, you've done a phenomenal job at this conference, so thank you. A couple of other people in the room, Janet, my partner in crime, my board member, she and I have been attached at the hip for the last 8 or 10 years, and she really stepped up and took on all of the work and the growth that we're doing in Uganda with Dr. Matthews and Dr. Schaefer, and we've done some phenomenal growth and work there, and she's going to tell you a little bit about that later. I also want to especially thank Asim Shukla, Dr. Shukla. He and I have kind of been in this together for a long time, and we've been through a lot of successes and loss together. But we keep plugging forward for the good of this organization, and you've been like a brother to me, so I thank you for standing by my side this past year. We are the only global organization solely dedicated to supporting patients and families with bladder exstrophy. And by a testament in this room today and what we see on an international basis, we really have done a great job of bringing this community together. And I hope that throughout the day you're meeting new people that you've never met before, and you're learning and you're growing. And our goal is at the end of this conference that you come out of here with new friends and new contacts, and you may maintain friendships and create your own local and regional support groups amongst yourself. If that happens out of this conference today, then we've done our job. We are an all-volunteer organization and leadership team. None of us take a salary. We all donate our time, and we go and travel and do everything. All of our resources are of our own. So everything that we do when we ask for donations and funding, 100% of what we raise goes to the support of programs and families. So I don't think many organizations can say that. We really are a volunteer only, and with the dedication of making sure that we're growing this organization. We do this in a couple of different ways. One of the things that we do is a lot of educational outreach. Like these sessions will be recorded today. They'll be put on our website, so we'll have more educational resources. We also do we have a new book, the old Boo Boo on Your Bladder book. For some of those that have been around we just redid the book. It's a story about you. So it's updated with more current language and some better graphics, so it's kind of a little bit more up to date, so that's there. We do a lot of handouts in several different languages now, and there's a lot of these resources on our website. We also are really growing in the advocacy area. We put together a bathroom toolkit that's on our website, so those of you as school is starting, if you need letters, handouts that you want to give your school nurses to talk about the bathroom needs of your children. There's a lot of resources on the website for that, and if there's anything special you need, just reach out to me. We have social work support that can help you work through this if you're having trouble with that. We're also growing our adult with extra fee area. With Dr. Hadley Wood has stepped in. She's a preeminent adult extra fee urologist. And she's working with two volunteers that have started working with us. Thomas Vincent, I think a lot of you know him. He's been at Youth Rally for years. He's now in med school in Seattle. And he presented a talk on the forgotten adult with bladder exstrophy at last year's AUA. And he's also been interviewing a lot of doctors and getting a lot of information about how we can better serve the adult community. And Kimberly Allen went to the AUA meeting this year in Baltimore, and this is a support group, an advocacy group, a consortium that we're a part of. And she represented us this year, and to really help kind of move some of the laws forward in regards to bathroom policies or 503 plans. And she's working again with like the Spina Bifida organization, the Kidney Foundation, and just we really try to make our voices heard in Baltimore and Washington, D.C., and so she represented us well there this summer as well. If anybody's interested, here's some, we're gonna start a survey. They're gonna be running a survey to really try to learn as the adult population grows, what is it that you need from us? So you're welcome to take a picture of this cue card. We're also gonna be sending out an email next week, so please watch for that. We do a lot of papers, podcasts, white papers that we've been able to share in, so we really are, elevating our information out there in the workplace. We also do a lot of global support through social media, email, phones, gatherings like this today, international conferences like we have here, as well as in India. We have a lot of fun in India in the ward. I think we have, I know Dr. Shukla's going to talk more about this later, but while they're in there doing surgeries, we're out on the ward, just meeting with the children, working with the children, playing with the children, making them feel comfortable as they're preparing for their surgeries and through their aftercare. We also provide a lot of informal learning on the floor. We teach them where their body parts are, what their bladder does, just getting a lot of medical play just to make them comfortable for what their next month is going to look like. We also have grown this because we grew over to Uganda, and we now do a workshop and a mission in Uganda every year. And I'm going to have Janet come up and give a little bit of background on that because she's really been on the ground in Uganda these last couple of years.
Thank you, Pam. First, I just wanted to say thank you to Pam and the whole Artigas family for their commitment and devotion to ABC. And it's been a challenging year, but she's hung in there and she's here. And we wouldn't all be here if it wasn't for her commitment to this. So thank you, and thank you to Rick. And I just wanted to share some of the things that we're doing, some of the things that are happening in Uganda this year. We'll be returning in October with a team of 18 surgeons, nurses, amazing social worker. So we'll be there for 2 weeks in October. We partnered with a brand new, beautiful pediatric children's hospital. That's just been an amazing partnership. The goal is in the next 5 years to train local surgeons, local nurses, and a social work team in Uganda so that they can take on the care for the bladder exstrophy community in Uganda. How do I turn this? A lot of people ask us why Uganda. If you've looked at the website, you see a lot of information about both India and Uganda, and I get the question a lot, why Uganda? And it's because, 14 years ago, a baby was born, a little boy in Uganda. His name was Solomon, and now he's 14. He's a young man, and the last 14 years have been a journey for his parents, Mary and David, finding care, leaving Uganda, traveling to different continents, different countries to get him care. And all the while, both Mary and David were finding and advocating for other patients in Uganda. David is our program director there, and so he's been helping to coordinate care for children. He finds them in villages. He visits them in school, and he does a lot of coordination for their care there. And Mary, with her social work background, has been amazing. She's helped us find many of the patients we work with today. And as a mom with an exstrophy patient, she just understands the challenges that these parents are facing. So she's just been a huge help. And Mary is actually returning to Uganda in October with us. We're so excited. She's going to help us work with the patients, work alongside the social workers there. So we're really excited about that. And I know Pam introduced them, but just once again, Mary and Solomon are here today. So hi Solomon too. Yeah. Thank you so much for being there here. So. And just one more thing. So ABC's commitment in Uganda is to bring the patients there to the hospital, and also to host what we call a family education day, which is a lot like this conference today. All the families come in, they travel from all over, we do teaching and play, and they get a chance to meet each other and learn from each other, which is just really exciting. We're going to have 54 patients this year coming from mostly Uganda, but surrounding countries as well, like Sudan and Burundi as well. So what we're doing today is we're doing a little fundraiser to help pay for this education day and some transportation for the children. So we've got these really amazing little bracelets that say BE Brave, bladder exstrophy brave, and I'll be at the table right outside selling these, and all the money will go towards the education day and transportation for these children in Uganda. So I think that's it.
And if you can see, they wear the leftover T-shirts. So
yeah.
So Wisconsin will be represented in Uganda this year.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Thank you, Janet. I know I'm running a bit over time, so I'll step it up. Just want to acknowledge our medical advisory board. Without our medical advisory board, none of this would be happening, because we are an organization that is proud to say that everything that we do has medical credibility, and without the advisory board advising us, we would not be able to do that. So I thank all of you. A little bit about, we do, as you all know, you're at a center of excellence. We do have 10 centers of excellence around the country, and we will be adding a couple more hopefully this year, and we're updating the applications to include some more social work pieces to what we provide families like you. So again, I know Dr. Krieger has thanked everybody, but I want to thank all of you again, the Bobbers, for making this happen for us today, the committee, and then all of the volunteers that have put a lot of time and effort into this. And I'm looking forward to the Alice in Dairyland presentation this afternoon. I've never seen it, so that'll be good. And again, here we are all working together. We can make the standards of care for all of us living with bladder exstrophy better. So I appreciate you all being here, and thank you very much.